So it's because I made it clear in the beginning of the relationship and the marriage that this is the person that I am. And you know what I like? I like the fact that my husband fell in love with this person before the marriage. You understand? So I'm not going to change and now say, now that I'm married, I have to become this and that. And the reason why I keep active and healthy and this lifestyle is because I also want to keep up with the things that I have to do in my marriage as well. I will take care of myself for my husband so that he can have a healthy wife and he does the same as well.
Welcome to Fitnair Podcast, where we share knowledge about health and fitness. Enjoy the show.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Today we are about to have an amazing conversation about health and wellness. Mrs. Tsholofelo, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I actually have a signature question. This question is actually more important based on the fact that I believe that growing up, the people that we grow into are shaped by the circumstances and the surrounding that we grow up around. So I actually want to know, what kind of a child were you growing up?
I was actually a very good child, very respectful, but very naughty. I used to like playing a lot.
So early in the morning, the first thing that you would do as a child is just go and play?
No. So actually, coming to that, my mom used to sell food at a school where I used to go to. So she used to sell fish, bug fish.
That one that they...
Yeah, so in the morning, I would wake up and help her to clean those. So they'd go to school, but skolonka breaky. Well, there was days where I could play, but some days I was helping my mom to do some selling. After school, I would play.
Okay. Now I get that. So, based on the fact that you say you actually liked playing, were you that person who like, you know those kids who actually would play at home and then they come back and they look like a sport?
Like that, because like everything come move whatever,
and then you come back dancing, and then you come back crying as if you're not the one who did it to yourself. Okay, but now that sounds like, okay, to me, based on the fact that in a childhood we actually get to be active in most cases, but as time goes, when we grow up, you find that now we start to get more complacent because of, I think, like most basically it also depends on the setting. People will grow up maybe watching TV, they grow up into lazy individuals and so on. But speaking of you having to like playing, has that contributed towards you being someone who stayed active at school? Did you compete in any athletics or anything?
I did compete, but I used to lose a lot, man. I remember the other time my friend was like, no, let's go into athletics. Then I went with her. And they took So, and then she was like number one, copy. So now I had to just go out of it. I don't want to be an embarrassment. So from there on, I was like, this is not for me.
So wait, was that because you are not fast, or was it because of you had a big body when you were growing up?
I think I had a big body, but I was not chubby. I looked very older than my peers. So in class, I will always be that big child. But I was not too chubby.
Were you that mature than most of the kids there?
Was I?
Maturity level, were you that more matured?
Yes, I was matured. I was matured. I don't know compared to the other kids, but I was one of the matured.
Would be like, no, don't do it this way, do it that way. I would be that kind of a child. Let's get into fitness, because I believe these people literally want to hear about how do you manage to keep it fit, keep it fresh, and keep it smooth. So has this fitness thing been something that you've always done as a child, or is just something that you decided that now I'm old, I'm getting older, I actually need to start taking care of myself?
I decided when I was old, when I was in my third year at university.
How old were you?
I don't remember. I was like 21. I was 21. Yes. So I went to Woolies. I wanted to buy these shorts. And there's this other lady who's helping there, and she's like, no, don't worry, you'll wear these shorts when you finish. And I'm like, when I finish, was like when you give birth. I'm like, what? So I look pregnant. I was so disappointed, and I just took the short, put it back, and then went to my room. I looked at myself like on the mirror, and I'm like, Vele, I look pregnant, you know. So that's when I decided that, I have to do something about my body.
Yeah. So what did you do from there? Did you immediately decide that, I want to go and sign up for this gym thing? Or you just literally had to sit down, think about how you're going to do it? Because I'm thinking there's a way in which we transition from one point to the next. So how did you do yours?
I think same day.
Yeah.
I just went to gym.
Yeah.
And then, but I was just thinking in my mind as I was going to gym, how am I going to afford this? What am I going to eat? How am I going to afford healthy food? But while heading to gym.
Yeah.
So that's just actually how it happened.
So
I go to gym. I asked how can I affiliate and stuff, and they explained to me, and I got started.
So speaking of affordability, how much were you getting that time when you were doing your third year?
I was getting I think around 1,500 points
a month.
Yes.
Okay, and that was for food, clothes,
for everything. Yes.
So it has to do everything for you.
Yes.
It has to make sure that you bath, you eat, you dress nice, you look decent, you are fine.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Okay. And then how did you manage to actually get to start? Because remember you said you were thinking about how am I gonna do this, because I'm not gonna afford this and that and so on. How did you go about it?
So I just decided to cut all the junks, like, the things of buying the quarters, the pizzas and the KFC, whatever. I was like, I'm not going to be eating this anymore or buying this anymore. I don't have budget for that anymore. I removed all the junk food in my room. And that's how I started buying like healthy stuff. And it was at that time where I realized that actually eating healthy, it's not really that expensive, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because I'm thinking, did you just go to your room and then be like, okay, I'm gonna take this junk and throw it away, or what did you do exactly? Like,
I can't throw away food. Like where and how I was raised, we were told never to throw away food.
You have to finish
kaboom from where you can't. No, you don't have to finish food, but you cannot throw food. So rather you put it for yourself for next time, or you give it to someone who's in need. So I had to just give to my friends and everything. Yeah. But I was like, I give you food for free.
You have
to pay me.
Tell me, are you one of those students who actually used to live on Noodles? Because I think, like, the university, I don't know about you, but I know that most of us, when we go to varsity, we don't even know how to cook. We're gonna start by eating exactly what you speak about, junk food, because of that's all we can actually be able to live on. Or either we're gonna live on Noodles. Are you one of those?
Before I started my fitness lifestyle, I used to, like, when I buy groceries, there was no way I cannot buy noodles. Yeah. So I used to eat noodles a lot.
But now is it different? When are you speaking about when you had groceries? I'm speaking about someone who lives on noodles. Do you know people who live?
No, I was not living on noodles.
Okay, so when you're cooking, you're cooking for yourself all the time.
Yes, but because I had a bursary, so they would give us some money.
Yeah.
So you have to spend that money on the cafeteria food in the campus.
Okay.
So I'd eat the cafeteria food sometimes.
So did you eat it more often than you actually had to cook for yourself?
Yes, before I started my fitness journey.
Okay. So immediately you stopped from buying food and started to cook for yourself in the house.
Yes.
What were you eating exactly? Let's talk about your meal plan.
Brown rice, eggs, and tomato sauce.
And tomato sauce.
Yes, and sometimes I'll buy those Noodles soup and stuff. Yeah.
And that's it?
Yes.
No chicken, no nothing?
Chicken, but I couldn't afford, chicken, it was like once in a while.
Once in a while? In a month, how many times? Let's just get to speak about that.
I'd buy chicken immediately. I get my money, and maybe the second week. But as the no, it's eggs only. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. There's so much I can ask about the varsity life, because I remember when I was in varsity, like 100 rand could change my life. You understand? Like, being a student who was literally just there to study, having that extra 100 rand, what, the 15th of the month, it can change your life.
And I used to like mincemeat as well, because I need to mincemeat, you can cook and then you can just take with a teaspoon and then eat. And then I used to like mincemeat for that. So I just do like soap and put a little bit of mincemeat and then just like. Yes.
Okay. But now let's talk about your first day at the gym. How was it?
First day at the gym.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a very positive person.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Okay, yeah, and all that. Yes, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I go to gym, now when I have to squat and do this, and I'm like, no, I cannot go down.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, really, this thing is like tough than I thought.
Yeah.
But I still told myself that I am going to do this thing and I'm going to win.
Because I know a lot of people will go to gym the first day, the second day they'll be like, should I go? I shouldn't go. And the third day now they'll be sick. They can't even walk and so on and so on.
I also wanted to do that as well. And then the guy was helping us. They was like,
yeah,
if you feel like your thighs are painful, come to gym following day and then now go sharp and all that. So I did that and I like that tip because I've been doing that ever since.
You okay?
Yeah.
So that means, let me say, maybe for someone who's actually starting the gym and then they experience such pains, the only time they can be actually get better at it is to keep going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I actually, when I train people, especially beginners, complain about that. Yeah. And one thing that I like is that most of the things that my customers experience is what I have experienced already. So it's easy for me to just guide them through the journey.
Because you have the experience already.
Yes.
Okay, cool. But now let's talk about maybe supplementation. Let me take it like that. Because I think there's so much going around where people actually get to say, I can't take supplements because I feel like they're going to have side effects on my body. They're going to contaminate my body. After I leave them, I'm going to look this way. I'm going to look that way, and so on. Did you actually get to use supplements to reach your goal, or you actually had such mindset before, and how did you change it?
I never had that mindset. And the moment I started using supplements, I made a lot of research about the specific supplements that I use, which is Herbalife.
Yeah.
So, and after I've made my research, I was confident to say this is something that I'm going to use for the rest of my life, no matter what.
Okay. But have you tried other supplements before you ever used Herbalife?
No.
You haven't. You actually went straight after you researched and then you went straight to using Herbalife. But how is that going? Are you still using it even now?
Yes, I'm still using it. Yeah. It's one thing that I told myself that I'm going to use for the rest of my life.
So you are on. You're on fire.
Yes, I'm with it.
So with that being, that means, would you advise somebody who's out there with this mindset, being like, no, I want to be in shape, I want to be fit, but supplements is not what I'm going for because I feel like it's going to contaminate me. So like now, you just made a point. It's something that you made your mind that you're going to use it for the rest of your life. Somebody's out there saying, I want to look like you, but I'm not willing to use that for the rest of my life because if I leave it, I'm going to look that way. What would you say to someone like that to actually give them a different perspective, not to encourage them to use them, just to give a perspective of like, this is how it is. The reason why I'm saying I'm going to use this for the rest of my life is because of this and so on. What would you say to this person?
All right. So firstly, I'd like to say, for me, I'm one person that I don't know how to cook properly.
Even
Yes. But I'm not proud of that. Yeah. I'm working on it. Yeah. But I know that I am not confident about my cooking such that I can say the nutrients that I have to get in food, I still get them even after cooking and everything.
So better than me.
So for me, using supplements, it's a matter. I know for sure that if I have my shake in the morning, I've had 24 vitamins and minerals. Yeah. I've had my fiber. I've had this and that. You understand? Yeah. But if I'm having a plate of food, I don't know whether I overcooked or you understand? Yeah. So that is one thing that really interests me about supplements. And then number two, what people need to understand is that when you're using supplement, it doesn't mean that you don't eat.
Yeah.
Are we on the same page with about that?
I am with you.
So for me, I eat a normal healthy food, but I also use my supplement. The reason why I use supplements is to be able to get the nutrients that I know that on my own I cannot be able to provide for myself daily if I eat normal food, right? And again, since I started using supplements, I know I have to get this amount of fiber a day, this amount of protein a day for me to reach my goals. And when I use supplements, if I take 1 cup of shake, I know that I've consumed so much amount of fiber. I've consumed so many vitamins. So that is one thing that really gives me the confidence. And another thing is that you have to make research. I mean, there are a lot of supplements in the world. You understand? People can just mix powders and whatever and say, this is a supplement. You understand? You need to make sure that you make your research as a person, right? That's why it's best to have a coach, somebody maybe who has used the supplements before and they've got the results. Now they're telling you their story. And now you can see, okay, this person has been on this journey. They've been using these products and these are their results. You understand? So that's one thing that I like about me using Herbalife, because when I came into Herbalife, I had somebody that I could see, would say, okay, this person got the results. This person consumes these shakes every day. And then this is how they were. And then this is how they are right now. So that gave me the confidence and it validated, whatever that I was doing was right.
But were you never skeptical about having to start using them?
I was never skeptical.
You were like, okay.
I think it found me where I was like, enough, it's enough. I'm using this. I never had second thought, except for the fact that at that time I didn't have enough money. So I was like, oh, what if I get hungry? And then now I need food. And I can't afford, I take the money, kareka shake now, So but then I was like positive about the products. So
actually this bum shot moment in that release was enough, it's enough.
It was enough. Imagine looking pregnant. Like, I don't even have a child, for God's sake. You understand? I know sometimes when you have a child, maybe I still have and stuff, but I don't have a child and now I look pregnant. And at that time I was still young. So I was so fragile to say whatever that somebody was saying to me, it affected me a lot. So if you say I'm pregnant and I'm a child, I feel somehow about myself.
Did you take an offense though for someone saying after you give birth, you the bum shot?
I got offended, honestly, But as I grew in the process, I was like, I really thank that lady. And I remember when I finished school, I went back to Woolies and I found that lady. And I was like, do you remember me? And she's like, there's no way I'm gonna forget you. The way you threw the shot and left the shop. And I'm like, you still work here? I'm so excited. And I actually bought her some lunch because I'm like, she doesn't know how she really changed my life.
Just by waking you up. And
and she wasn't aware I'm eating. She thought I'm pregnant.
So she's not wrong. Because you also had a big boy.
But I feel sometimes people were different. At that time, I was not yet strong enough to see feel a positive.
Okay. Speaking of positive, sometimes I try to share the mental perspective of things when we actually get to talk about things here. Because I believe, when coming to discipline, I feel like fitness is a lot of things in it. It has discipline. You have to learn how to be resilient. Yes. You have to learn how to stay on course. Also to be, what is it? Which one?
Keep going.
Persistent and so on. But with those kind of things, they also come from your mental attitude. Like, how do you perceive life and so on? Would you say having to actually take this journey, not only speaking of fitness per se, having to say, I want to see Tsholofelo as this lady, not who she is now. Would you say has your mindset played a major role in terms of changing those things? The way you thought about this whole thing, did it matter how you think to make this thing happen? Because I'm thinking I can just wake up and then go to gym and then still think, this thing is not going to work, so on, and be negative about it, but do it because if they say you must gym in order to see results. But would you say the way you think matters about the process?
Yeah, definitely. I think my character played a lot of role in terms of my fitness journey, right? Mina, I'm a fighter, man. If I want something, I always know that if you want something, you have to work hard for it. I push, you understand? So the moment I start something, all I'm seeing it's success, you understand? But what I like about myself is that I'm always prepared mentally to go through the process. I think most of the people, they want the results, but they don't want to go through the process. So I think for me, I've always been, even growing up, I've always been that child who, if I want to be number one in mathematics, I have to practice. So I've prepared myself like mentally.
Yeah.
And I think naturally I'm actually a very positive person. So whatever that I do, I become very positive about the process. And that has helped me a lot in terms of achieving my results and also being in the journey for this long.
Yeah. So what if somebody comes to you, be like, yeah, I hear you went through the process. I don't want that. I just want the results faster. I don't want to work out. If you say I have to eat whatever, I can eat that. How can you help me lose weight? I don't want to do all this work that you've done, but I want to see a result. What would you say to that person?
So this person does not want to eat healthy. They do not want to work out.
No, maybe they might be open to eating suggestions, but they're just not open to the working part. They don't want to be doing the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to work, we're talking about workout, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to work out, but you want to eat healthy, you will still lose weight, maybe if you want to lose weight. Remember, for you to transform, 80% is your nutrition and 20% it's workouts, right?
Yeah.
You will still transform, but if you want to shape up your body, then it becomes difficult without workouts.
Okay, so if maybe let's say I want that, killer bum, killer bicep, I have to work out.
Definitely.
But if I just want to lose weight.
If you just want to lose.
Spejeje, I just have to.
Yeah, but also spejeje, it's difficult also to lose it without core workouts or any just little cardio workout.
How long would it take me? This is the question that I get the most. How long would it take me to get the results?
My first results, Mina, I got them in like 15 days.
What?
But this was 15 days of discipline, 15 days of committing to the process. You understand?
Yeah.
So your results, timeline or whatever, it depends on what you put in. So, right, so most of the time it's not about how many hours or how many days. It's what you do in those hours or days.
Yeah.
So if when you're going to eat healthy today, and then tomorrow you eat junk, the other day you work out, the other day you don't work out, it might take 3 years of ways or you might never even see the results.
Yeah.
But if you are consistent, right, you might see your results earlier. But also remember now, when somebody says, how many days does it take me to see a change, right? It depends on what do you mean by change. For me, if you lose 1 kg, that is progress, right?
Yeah.
So progress, it can be slow, right? But as long as you are moving from one point to another, for me, that is change.
Yeah.
So, but then if you want to lose 40 kgs, you know, good, you must just calculate your numbers. So good, how long will that take for you?
Okay.
Answered.
Okay. Fantastic. Now let's talk about your daily routine. Let's talk about your day. How does it look like? From the minute you wake up until you go to bed, what are the activities that you do? How do you carry yourself throughout that day?
All right. So first of all, I'm a wife. I've got a business that I'm running and I work, right?
Yes.
And I'm a fitness coach, right? So
wait, just to get it clear. You are a wife, you have a business that you're running. This doesn't mean the coaching business.
No.
Okay. And you have work.
Then I work.
And then you have another business, which is you're a coach.
Yes.
Okay, that's 4 things. Ne?
Yes.
Okay.
Then, so now what happens in the mornings that I wake up like 4 a.m. And then by 5 o'clock I must leave the house.
Yeah.
And then get into my transport, get to gym by 6 o'clock. So I work out for 1 hour, 30 minutes to 2 hours.
But quick question. You wake up and then straight you go to gym. You don't eat. You don't eat anything in between.
No, but what I do on my way to gym, most of the times I will have my pre-workout shake.
Okay.
Or I prefer to have just a little nutritious meal. That would be my oats.
Okay.
Or drink whatever that has got like more vitamins and minerals.
Before your workout.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, cool. Because it gives me stamina.
Okay.
You know? So now when I get to gym and exercise, and then after 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours, I have to bath at gym and get ready for work. So I gym where I work. Okay. And I'll go to work, and then by 9 o'clock, I have to have my breakfast. I'll have my breakfast as my protein shake. Yeah. And then work. At 2 p.m., then I have my lunch. And one thing that you can see here, I drink shake for breakfast.
Okay.
I have lunch at 2.
Okay.
So everybody that I work with, they actually eat earlier than me. So so a lot of people, they will always say, no, but then shake, how am I going to be full?
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So with that shake, because of the nutrients, I'm able to be, full until like around 2 o'clock.
Yeah, because another fact is that protein also lasts longer in the stomach.
Yes, but of course I do have healthy meals and hydration in between. So at 2 p.m. I'll eat, and then 6 p.m. I knock off, and then when I come back from work, I eat, and then I will do some business meetings and whatever, and then that's it. That's
and
I also read a lot, so I read on my way to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like your day from Monday to Friday, or even on weekends.
On weekends, because I work 2 weekends in, 2 weekends off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some weekends you do home chores and everything else that you couldn't do during the week.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds fantastic. Let's speak about the importance of water, because I feel like most people actually, because I remember there was this one guy actually, I was telling him before, and I was like, hey, you need to drink water when you want to see results. And he was like, I'm drinking water, I just don't drink the same one. Or I drink water, I just don't drink the same water as yours. Or which is speaking about having to consume alcohol and so on. So I wanted to speak about the importance of hydration. Can I still drink maybe alcohol, let me say maybe wine or juice in a place of water, or do I really need to consume water directly? And why is it important to?
Okay, I'll talk about the importance of water first, right? Yeah. So for me, I drink like 3.5 liters of water a day.
Okay.
And then how I came about that amount of water is I drink water based on my body weight.
Okay.
So now, when I drink water, I know like all the processes that have to happen in my body for me to function very healthy are happening very well. So a good thing again about water, it also helps in terms of filtration, salt and whatever, your kidneys and a lot of things, right? And my skin as well. So, but what I have realized, or what I have heard, right, is that if you want to lose weight, you must drink a lot of water. So when I started my journey, the lot of things that I did, I was not even that person who questions a lot, whatever that my coach used to tell me to do, I would do. She would say to me, do you want to lose this amount of weight? Got this time? I say, yes, drink this amount of water a day. So that's how it worked for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and then in terms of alcohol, I heard that alcohol dehydrates your body.
Yeah.
How that happens, I really don't know.
I think I have a perspective. Can I get it? Because based on the fact that I don't drink alcohol per se, but I know how it works because I've encountered people who drink alcohol. So it's like when they consume alcohol, they'll go urinate a lot. There's actually a lot of excretion that happens when you consume alcohol, of which means they urinate a lot of water out of their body, of which, of course, also the acid detects the capacity of the water, because now your pH also changes in the body. Your body becomes more acidic instead of having to stay at, which is 7, which is the pH of water and so on. That's why it actually gets to dehydrate you. If you check, most people, if you go to a club, let me say you go to a regular club, you're going to find that you'll find the walls, it will prove that actually there's a lot of urinating happening here because of alcohol. Yeah, so I think that's how it happens. Yeah, but you can continue.
Another positive thing that I've seen with drinking water, if I drink enough water, my urine, it's pure like water.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Number 2, I go to number 2 very well. So if I don't drink enough water, I get constipated. And again, if I drink alcohol, I get very constipated.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the skin results. The skin. I feel like, I also want the results on my skin. So how can water help me to actually have a better skin and a clear skin and so on?
You know what? I actually don't know what processes happen normally, right? But what I can tell you, when I drink enough water, my skin is so clear and very nice, right? So I've never struggled with skin.
Okay.
Like my whole life, even in my teenage or adolescent years or whatever, I never had pimples. I never had anything. But I know when I hydrate a lot, my skin is so smooth and everything. But when I don't drink water, yeah.
Okay, someone maybe might ask out there, be like, I get this water thing and so on, but there's always this common question that I get, where people get to ask you, be like, how much water is enough, or how much water do I need to drink? And you spoke about you having to consume water based on your weight. How do I determine that?
So they said 30 kgs of your body weight is equivalent to 1 liter.
Okay, 30 kgs of your body is
so 1 liter. Me now I'm like 80 something. That's why I'm taking like
3. So 93.5.
So you are
based on that, like I'm 75. So that means maybe I need 2.5 because that is like 60, maybe half. But I do 5 liters, so I'm good to go.
So I heard people saying you have to take 7 glasses of water, so that's enough. But for me, like I didn't really next I find only 7 glasses. How is that enough for your body when we are people about originally different body, whatever sizes and different metabolisms? But per 30 kgs of your body weight is equivalent to 1 liter. For me, it made sense and it worked for me. Now, when I drink water, enough water according to how my coach coached me, I lose weight very fast.
But tell me, can I overdrink water? Can I drink too much?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what are the facts? You think so? Okay, tell me, why do you think so? Can I get to a point where it's like, I know I'm too much? Like,
yeah, I think so. I need to remember there's the renal system meaning. So like I'm saying, if maybe I'm 80 kg, so my body in a certain amount of water so that it can the salt and water filtration So I think maybe when you drink a lot of water, it affects that process that has to happen. That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Another question.
What do you think about that? Sorry.
What do I think about that?
Can you drink?
Personally, I think you cannot overdrink water because I believe that your water consists of, your body consists 70% of water. Like, for example, every byproduct of the body contains water. Like, you cry, comes water. You sneeze, comes out water. You go and then do number 2, comes out water. All of that. So, with that being, meaning water is a necessity for the body in order to operate accordingly. So, the body consists of 70% water. So that means for any basal processes to take place in your body, like let me say breathing and whatever, you need to be well hydrated and so on. I don't think you can be at that point where you also get to be overhydrated, based on the fact that also the body has what we call homeostasis, where it tries to maintain balance. So for the more you consume, the more you're going to excrete. So it's not going to be a point of like you get to be over.
If I can drink 10 liters of water,
you're going to excrete more still. Right? That's a fact because if you drink more water, you get to also go to your bathroom a lot more. So you cannot be overhydrated. But the nice part is that your body will not be at the point where it questions the hydration concept because you have enough water. You understand? Every process can take place accordingly, but you just have to be ready to go to bathroom more often. That's my perspective. Right. Do you agree with it? Or
I disagree because what you're saying, it makes sense.
The balance of having to drink and then you also excrete.
It makes sense. I can say, if we can just say generally. But I don't know in terms of like medicals. I agree, the medicals, they will tell you, okay, sharp. Maybe you can drink a lot or you can't. But I'll make my research. I'll give you research.
Okay. But then for now, let's talk about this. I'm going back to your day where you're actually speaking about you having to wake up at this time and then you have to go to gym and then you have work, you have business meetings, you have to eat and so on. But now I want to find out, do you meal preps or you actually prepare your meals on the spot? Because I think based on the fact that you sound like you have a limited time that you have in a week that you can be able to do everything you need, how do you make sure that you're able to keep up with eating your meals on time?
So I prepare all my meals for the day except dinner before I go to work.
So early in the morning?
Yes, early in the morning. So I wake up at 4 and leave home at 5. So this period, I prepare everything, my clothes, food and all that. So I'll take my snacks, my food for the day and everything. So the only meal that I don't prepare in the morning is dinner. But I don't do those meal preps. Prepare the food for the whole week because I cannot.
Okay, but it's not wrong to do that.
It's not wrong, but I had horror. Inally, the technically city, but this one can only sleep so many days. Camera fridge. After that, it's no longer good for consumption. So it's kind of complicated for me. And the reason why I use shakes actually is because another reason, it's simple for me to prepare. You understand?
Yeah.
So now unlike when you have to make breakfast, now time to already pull only the ham with my and everything. Shaky is just you do at a go and then you leave. So that's why I like it as well. Yeah.
How many meals do you have a day? Did I ask you that? How many meals do you have in a day?
I've got 3 main meals a day, and then I snack in between my meals. The only time I don't snack it's after my dinner. Okay. I snack between my breakfast and lunch, and then between my lunch and dinner. But after dinner, there's no snack.
Why do you having so many meals in a day? It sounds like you're having 5. Is it not 5? You say you have dinner meal.
If snacks counts as a meal.
No, we do count it as a meal.
Really?
I think, I don't know. I get the perspective where you're coming from. Having to say you don't count snack as a meal.
That's why I said 3 main meals. So then
but those are sub meals.
Yeah.
Those are sub meals. Then we can consider it to be meals after all.
Yeah.
So those are 5 meals a day. Why are you doing 5? Why are you eating 5 times?
So, first of all, I'm in a weight loss journey, but I don't want to starve my body.
Okay.
Second of all, because I eat less, right? I have to just keep feeding my body healthy food so that I can function, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason why I eat healthy meals.
Okay.
Meals, it is.
Okay. But what would you say to someone who be like, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to be okay? Let me put it in another way. Let me say this person wants to lose weight, and then they get to a point where it's like, this is how they're going to do it. They will actually eat less instead of having to actually eat a lot more. Like now, you want to lose weight, but you also don't want to starve yourself. You're eating 5 times. This person be like, I don't like the way I'm eating, so I'm going to starve myself to lose weight. Would you tell that person that they are going to see results from that?
They might see results. You know, the condition called anorexia, right? Where people don't eat and then now they lose weight, right? So those people, they lose weight because they don't eat. They're starving themselves and now they shrink and shrink and shrink. People that have got anorexia, they are not healthy. Okay. So now the main thing here is to live a healthy lifestyle, but not to starve myself. So during the day, you need to make sure that you fuel your body, you feed your body with nutritious food, but not to starve yourself so that you can lose weight. But if you want to do it that way and it works for you, you can do that. But Mina, I wouldn't coach people that I coach. I tell them you have to give your body the minimum or nutrition, or at least the minimum nutrition that they need. They say there's amount of nutrition that you need a day. Like you need this amount of protein, this amount of carbohydrate. Yeah. So if your 1 meal per day is not giving your body all that it needs, then I don't think it's healthy for you. But will you lose weight? Yes. Will you be healthier? No.
You won't be healthy?
No.
Even if you lose weight?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. I had this interesting question in my head. I don't know why it slipped off. You know, they always slip off this amazing question.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, I get what you say. So as much as they don't eat, they starve themselves, they might lose weight, but that will not be healthy for the body.
Yes.
There's this saying where they say, don't feed your body what you want, feed your body what it needs. So of which it's like you have to give the body what it needs, not what you want to give the body. Trust me, this question was actually a good one for you.
No problem, it's fine. While you're thinking,
a good one.
Just to add on something, the reason why I also eat so many meals a day is just to add on that. I think that's one of the reasons why I do that. It's not like I like it to always, and like where I work, they always say, no, nobody eats it's like Tsulu in this workplace. Yeah. I feel like I need to give my body enough nutrition for the day. You understand? Yeah. So if I'm just gonna eat like 1 burger a day, then curry, I'm losing weight. Yeah. Like I'm kind of not really doing. Remember the purpose that what I'm trying to achieve in this journey. It's health and fitness. So if I'm not feeding myself enough nutrition, then I'm not as healthy as I want to be.
Okay. I'm gonna try to give you a perspective about that 5 meals and so on. Trust me, you're the star of the show, but I like giving perspective.
I like that too.
But another thing is I want to talk about another perspective that I think people have. based on the fact that people think starving themselves helps them lose weight, of which, of course, you're saying they will, but it's unhealthy because their body is starving, doesn't get enough nutrients. But people also have a perspective that if you eat a lot, that's what makes you gain. So you're eating 5 times and they want to lose weight. Why should they eat 5 times if they want to lose weight?
It depends on what you eat.
Okay.
Yes. I need to mean now what I do actually. So most of the time they'll say do what you call calorie
deficit and whatever.
Yes. So for me, I know the amount of calories that I take in as compared to the amount of calories that I burn will give me the results.
Okay.
So people think eating 5 times a day, you'll eat maybe chips and magwinya in the morning, and then you snack again, by chocolate. All these are like unhealthy stuff, and now it means that is the kind of life that I'm living. No, that's not what I'm the kind of life that I'm living. Mila, I feed my body less calories, high nutrition, and I burn more calories. So that's why I lose weight,
which allows you.
Yes, and I also consume a lot of protein. Yeah. So when you consume a lot of protein, because they say our body can't generate protein on its own, so you have to consume it. So when the protein gets in your body, apparently it replaces the fat and everything. I told you I'm not the person watching, but that's why now it works for me. Now I believe in action and results.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get you. I found that question that I wanted to ask you. I'm going to ask you after this, but I wanted to give a perspective about why 5 meals a day, because that's what I also do. Ne? Based on the fact that scientifically, going back to homeostasis, everyone surely who did science understand what's homeostasis. Is the fact of like, if you actually starve your body long enough, it's going to go back to actually feed on what is in the store form, to actually kick back into giving you the energy that you need. So to avoid this such to happen is by making sure that you stay consistent with your meals. Whereas like you eat your breakfast and then you snack such that you don't get to starve and your body doesn't go into a starvation mode. We call that a starvation mode. And then remember, when it kicks into a starvation mode, it keeps what? Bring the fat back. Like it's literally like your body's eating fat.
Yeah.
And with someone who wants to gain weight, let me say I'm skinny. Did you see that the guys who are skinny? I used to be that guy who is skinny. They'll struggle to gain weight no matter what they eat. Even if they eat junk food, whatever, they will just stay skinny forever. It's because they have faster metabolism. They burn everything up. So in order for them to change that, they actually need to eat nutritious food instead of the fatty food, because the nutritious food hit the body. The fatty food just amuses the body, and then they bend out, they're out like that. But also they have to make sure that they eat consistently, because also their body kicks into a starvation mode where it eats their muscle mass. That's why they'll stay skinny. So for someone who's big, it was going to feed on their fat, and then they'll stay bigger. So that's another thing that I think that comes with having to actually have regular meals, just trying to protect your body from kicking into a starvation mode. But the question I had for you was, what is the difference between somebody who treats working out as a lifestyle and somebody who treats having to work on himself as a chore? What's the difference as a chore? Like, I had this work, like it's work. I have to do this thing because of...
Yeah, a lot of people that, like for me, I treat it as a lifestyle, right? It's more of who I am. It's my identity.
Yeah.
I do not feel like it's taking anything from... That's why most people, they're like, you go to work before you... you go to gym before you go to work? How do you do that?
Yeah.
I can never do that.
Yeah.
And then I always say to them, for me, it's not I don't feel like anything is... It's more like waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's part of who I am. Yeah. So I don't feel like it's taking anything from me. So the thing is, if you take it as a chore, like, oh my gosh, I have to go to gym, you don't enjoy this process, you understand?
Yeah.
So most of the times, if you go to gym, I observe people when I'm in gym.
Yeah.
You'll see some people like they are actually in the moment. And some people, they're busy fighting with the instructor. No, this is too much.
Yeah.
I want to do this, you understand? So you're doing that for yourself, right? So you need to understand that if you're going to think it's a chore, you're not going to like the process, and that ultimately leads to quitting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now let's talk about also the mindset. Yeah? Because I feel like there's also a different mindset. As you say, you actually touched on it, but not directly. Of which is like, I believe someone who treats this as a chore, they're doing it because they feel like they must do it. Right? But somebody who does it as a lifestyle, they do it because they want to do it. So, which is a different kind of a thing. But now I want to say, how does that, I understand that you literally spoke about it, but I don't know, I just want you to speak about it directly, which is more like the attitude towards the process, right? Of which I feel like there's so many things that come through with this, because I feel like you also get to actually spend money when coming to this. Is an investment into yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So what would you say to somebody who would be like, yeah, I want to do this thing, but it's not who I am. It's not part of my identity. Can someone develop this and then be like, this is now my identity? Can they develop that?
Yes, you can make this whole lifestyle your identity. Yeah. But if you tell yourself that I want to do this, but I don't want to do that, this is not me, and 1, 2, 3, 4, then you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you want it enough, you will make sure that you take away all the excuses, all the reason not to do it, and find reasons to do it. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to do this because now I have to wake up in the morning, now you have to make this the reason why you have to wake up in the morning and do gym. So it's all about preparing yourself mentally to know that for things to change, there's something that needs to change in your life. So if you're gonna come and say, I want this, but I don't want to do that, the chances are you might not get what you want. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But has this been something that is like contributed towards your life in a positive way? Let me say maybe you find like working on yourself made your life easier in a way, or has had a positive impact on your life. Has that had a positive impact?
A lot. Yeah. On definitely all aspects of my life. Working on myself has changed who I was before to this beautiful human being that you're seeing today.
Yeah.
Like more focus on my life. Like I can say a lot of things, you understand? So yeah, for me, it has changed me a lot, made me a better person. And I can confidently say I'm so proud of myself. And also, the process as well. Like I am proud of myself that I was able to endure the process, and where things were difficult for me, I kept pushing. Sometimes it was hard for me to keep going, but I kept motivating myself to say, you need to do this. But one thing that I can tell is that when you have the inner motivation, there's nothing outside that is going to stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. You understand? Yeah. So I think it's just my character that really kept me going, and also I had this coachable mentality, and I wanted to learn and I wanted to change. I wanted this so bad that I was willing to give up almost all the bad things that I was doing back then just to become a better human being.
Okay.
Yes.
You married, right?
Yes.
It's okay.
I think so.
So I actually want to take this and then put myself into the shoes of maybe somebody who is in the same situation like you, but can't do this because of, let me say, marital reasons. So this is someone who actually, maybe let me say, they've actually been doing this maybe before. They've valued working on themselves and so on. And then for some reason, they happen to stop because of maybe they have found a stable partner. Now they're stable and so on. Now they still want to work on themselves because they don't feel as they used to feel back then, but now they also have all these other duties that they have to take care of. They have to make sure that their partner is happy. Maybe they even have kids. They have to take care of kids. What would be your advice to that person? How, when do you manage to make sure that, okay, this thing as much as because it's me, this is who I've always been, this marriage cannot change this person. And I want, because there's this saying where they say, there was actually a conversation between two men where one man said, I'll take care of myself for you, take care of yourself for me.
Definitely.
And so on. So what would you say to someone who'd be like, I want to get back into it, but my marriage is something that is like stopping me?
So I just feel like if you are in a right marriage with the right person at the right time, everything that you want so bad for yourself, you should be able to achieve it. Like for me, honestly, if you, for example, I had a customer who said to me, I want to start the process, but my husband is refusing. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
He's saying, and now I'm going to join this and I'm going to be exercising and men are going to be looking at me or that. Yeah. So now it's just unfortunate that we tend to choose partners that do not they don't align with what we want to achieve in life.
Yeah.
But Mina, I'm in a relationship where my husband understands that at this time I have to be at gym. Do you know what my husband does? When I wake up 5 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, he wakes up with me to make sure that I get to gym on time. Why also is because I made it clear in the beginning of the relationship and the marriage that this is the person that I am. And you know what I like? I like the fact that my husband fell in love with this person before the marriage. You understand? So I'm not going to change and now say, now that I'm married, I have to become this and that. And I don't think if maybe we get married and my husband says, now you no longer do this and then that this marriage would have continued. I think it wouldn't have continued.
Okay.
Second of all, the reason why I keep active and healthy and this lifestyle is because I also want to keep up with the things that I have to do in my marriage as well.
Yeah.
So if I had kids and now I'm not exercising, I'm not active, I don't feel like I would be able to chase the kids around the house. So you need this so that you can become fit. Like marriage, kids, and the whole dynamics of your life need you to be healthy so that you can be able to perform all the duties that you need to perform as a wife. And another thing, like you said, I will take care of myself for my husband so that he can have a healthy wife and he does the same as well. So if you are in a marriage and like you're afraid, Hori, if you can start this, we'll do it. I can say to you, just do it. Be positive about it and find a coach like me. I'll take you through it.
But now, like you said, the husband is refusing. Do they have now to not listen to the husband, or they have to, I don't know, we don't encourage divorces. Do they have to divorce their husband?
No. My husband and I don't always agree on the same things, right?
That's true.
So most of the times, if I want to do something, but I know I've taken my time to think about it, I know how I feel about it, and I know very well that my intentions of doing this is not so that it can create problems between me and my husband. And I know that I'm going to become a better person in this process for myself, my husband, and my kids. I will do it whether my husband wants it or not. As long as at the end of the day, my husband will see the results. You understand? So it's not that thing now you're saying, no, I'm gymming, I'm using Herbalife, I'm going to fit camps, and then jiggy after 3 years you are still not transforming. So one thing that I like about me is that if I want to do something and my husband is kind of a little bit against it, I'll make sure that I succeed just to prove him wrong. Results. Yes, thank you. Yes. So just if he's kind of saying no, his hesitant, no, don't do it, whether he wants it or not, but bring positive results at home, he'll be happy.
This relationship thing, it's a, if we are actually to talk about it, we might take forever. Because let me say, maybe it can go the other hand, right? Let me say, maybe you find that your partner encourages you to work out. You don't want to do it. And so on like that. And then you literally do not want to do it. You just want to chill. You're complacent. Your partner tells you about this is positive. We're going to be healthy. We're going to be a healthy family. We're not going to be worried about this and that. And this is what I want us to duplicate into our kids, because we want our kids to actually value health more than having to say, I want money. Money is important, but they need to know that health comes first before that, and so on. Do you think in such a setting, let me say, maybe it's another person now on the other side, be like, hey, you're telling the truth, but I don't want to do this thing. My husband always tells me. What would you say to that one?
So if this is a relationship and one person is fit and the other person does not want, and they're just negative and everything, I always tell people that do it. When your partner sees you only healthy, only fit, and everything only snake, believe you me, there's no way they will not want to join you. I was listening to Mike Hughes, the founder of Herbalife, and he gave this scenario where a husband was a drunkard and everything, so the wife took money and bought the shakes, and then this husband was very negative. You took money from my children, you bought the stupid things of yours and whatever. Now this wife started seeing the results. She started glowing. The body, the energy. She started speaking positive things and everything. And then the husband was like, no, this is the wife that I've always been wanting.
What did you do?
No, give me the shake as well. Believe you me, that husband quit alcohol. He joined the lady. So you lead by example. When you are in a relationship with someone,
you lead by example.
You lead by example. When you're in a relationship with someone and they don't believe in what you want to do, do it the right way, get the results. They will follow you if this person is meant to be with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now what's your understanding? In closing, I want you to actually give me your perspective about this. Health is wealth. What's your view about that?
So
when they say health is wealth, what does it mean to you?
I always read that on the caption when I post my things on Instagram.
Nice.
So if you want me, you can just follow me on Tsholofelo_wellness.
Yeah.
You'll see that. The healthier you are, right? The more you live a better life, right? So for me, I'd say investing in my health, right?
Yeah.
Automatically for me, it's like investing in my wealth.
Yeah.
How so? When most of the people, they always say, so how do you spend so much money on shakes?
Yeah.
How do you spend so much money on gym?
Yeah.
I was always listening to the guy called Junior Koza.
Yeah.
And then he always says, if you do not use food as your medicine,
yeah.
use medicine as your food. Yeah. And at a time where maybe you're supposed to be enjoying the money that you make or whatever that you've been working for, now your health has deteriorated.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like it's just like that. You use food right now as your medicine so that you can be able to live a better life in future. Yeah, so that's how I feel it. I feel about this whole issue. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I'm with you. But now I want to get to this money thing, because I want the relationship between the health and money. Okay, I can give a perspective too.
Yeah, please give me a perspective. Hey, when I'm asking difficult questions.
I'm going to no, you're not wrong. You're right. But it's just that it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
How I see it is that when they say health is wealth, is that anything else that you want to achieve in life is going to start with your physical condition or your health, right? So if you want to build an empire, how healthy or how fit you are matters. So if you're not healthy, the empire cannot be built by a sick person. It needs a healthy somebody who's able to function, who's able to perform, to be able to build such an empire. Hence, your health comes first. So you need, because if now you are sick, you cannot show up on that work that you consider to be the best work in life, and so on. You cannot show up there. So the person who matters the most is this one. So if this person can be taken care of, fed well, treated accordingly, then everything else in life can be possible. Such that you can be able to get all the money that you need.
I agree with you.
So that's another perspective, just relating it to money. I think people want to hear the money.
Well, I've seen a lot of people that, for me, having money while you're not healthy.
Yeah, it's pointless.
It's pointless. So I've seen a lot of people that have got a lot of money.
Yeah, but they don't have health.
So these people, they are like rich. Like maybe some of them, they are like our age.
Yeah.
And I said, they've got money, like they're drinking alcohol every day.
Yeah.
Baganga, like around every day. But you can see that this person has got money, right?
Yeah.
But for me, if you are not healthy but you have money, I feel like it's pointless for me. So now, I'd rather have just the money to be able to survive and afford my needs, get a healthy and live a better life, than being wealthy but not healthy.
Yeah, but I would say there's nothing wrong about being wealthy. I think it's just about the formula. That's what Jim Rohn will say about the philosophy. It's all about the philosophy. Money first, health later, or health first and money after. Because I'm thinking, when we are young, we actually get to spend most of our time trying to accumulate wealth, such that when we are older, we spend all the wealth trying to get back our health, which becomes like the best engineering of everything. In order, we need to have a vehicle where we are able to work on our health while we are able to build the wealth at the same time. Such that even when we get to such a stage, we know health is not one of our biggest worries.
That's true.
It's something that is already sorted, then we can take care of everything else. Yeah, of which we can actually be able to say.
Yeah, just to add on that, I think that is one thing. Like for me, taking this health and fitness thing as my identity has made me to be able to work on both of them at the same time.
Which is good.
Yeah. I'm now in a process where I'm really building the little sense that I have